Hello, good evening, welcome. It's Thursday. It's 5 to 5 and it's Crackerjack. Yay! Do you remember? Gosh, you remember Crackerjack? Peter Glaze, Leslie Crowther, or one or two others. And I wonder if, well, Peter Glaze took a bit of a shine to that programme, I think. Yes, he was well baked. Anyhow, I'm not going to do any of that because I don't want to do puns today. Because, I used to work in Starbucks, but I did get fed up with the daily grind. So have I told you it's BOBCAST? I think I have. And it's Thursday, it's Maundy Thursday, which is a special day in the church calendar. We've got a scratching dog today. She's digging for Britain. I'm not sure what she'll do. Hi there, don't do that. Cute. Why do dogs dig? Hey, I dig that dog. That dog just digs. I really dig that diggy dog. Why do they dig? No idea, but Isla's been doing it all day. So we need to find out what's going on. Could be something with a pause. I just wish she would pause from digging for a little bit. So that would be good. Oh, no, that'd be quite good, really. Old chauffeurs never die; they just lose their drive. So today's been, interesting day. We did some recording earlier on, recording something for Good Friday for tomorrow, which will be on the website just after midnight tonight, probably. And you'll be able to watch it. To those of you who are commenting on all the stuff that's going on the website, thank you. And I'm always fascinated by those who do and those who don't, and the things that go on. But thank you very much indeed. It's a lot of hard work, actually, and not just by me, but by Grace and by Margaret putting it up and all the stuff that goes on. So thank you very much. I also worked, by the way, for a short time in my life in an orange juice factory. Eventually I got canned because I just couldn't concentrate. But there we go. So today was a sad day, but a joyful one as well. I had really good moments. But this afternoon I took the funeral of Rob Dick, and 10 of us around a grave in a beautiful part of the Scottish borders in Moorbattle. And we stood and we reminisced and we talked and we heard a fabulous John Betjeman poem about a golf at the seaside. Have a look at it. It's called the Seaside Golf. I've always fancied being a golfer. I've got the Lyle and Scott sweater and I've got the glove and the tartan trews. Just sadly haven't got the swing. But there we go. And I just don't know where to putt the ball at the end of the day either. I used to be a tennis instructor, by the way, but it just wasn't my racket. So we had this service for Rob, and it was really quite joyful. We reminisced, we talked about him, and he had 13 favourite grandchildren. 13 favourite grandchildren. Everyone was a favourite. And there's just something so nice about that. It brought a tear to this old bear's eye. And each one of them had sent a message to Grandpa saying thank you for things. A message that just stuck in my mind was from somebody who said, thank you for being so supportive of all my ideas and all my initiatives, even when they weren't brilliant. I just thought that's fabulous. What a lovely thing today. So our heart is there with Leslie and with everybody else. And this isn't a funeral BOBCAST. But what it did do on this Maundy Thursday, when everyone was gathered for the Last Supper, and Jesus was there with the disciples, and they washed feet. I told you all this yesterday, but you might not have got it. I think what it did was this funeral pointed us to the wonder of creation, to new life. To Rob was buried next to his son, and someone said, "Say hi to David for me." Well, it's fabulous. So there we go. Old electricians never die; they just tend to lose contact. And I used to be a Velcro salesman for a time. Gosh, that was a hard job, but I really couldn't stick it. So, Maundy Thursday is the sort of heading towards tomorrow, which is Good Friday. Interesting day in England. If you're listening in England, hello everybody in England, or Wales, hello everybody in Wales. That was a strange Welsh accent, wasn't it? Bank holiday, day off. In Scotland, it's not. And But Good Friday is, one of those solemn days. And it's one of the days I think I'm finding quite difficult, or preparing to find quite difficult, in this lockdown, this COVID world that we live in. Because, talking of COVID, that's better. Got half a pound of sausage or chicken or something stuck in my front tooth. Always handy. Always handy if you're hungry. Walk along, just give the teeth a bit of a scrub. I have to be careful because before I went into ministry, before I became a priest, I was quite worried that I might end up with an alter ego. Nothing worse than an alter ego, is there? I had a conversation today with somebody who was talking about how important inclusivity is. Everybody being included, no matter who they are, their creed, their colour, their sexuality, whatever it happens to be. And I fully agree with that. An important thing. So, in the middle of this lockdown, and I'm now released, it hasn't made much difference, except I can go out just for an hour a day, just for a bit of exercise. Didn't take part in any parties, by the way, in the streets, contrary to popular belief. I wasn't there, and there wasn't a party actually. It was just a gathering. And today, in the middle of the lockdown, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, we went out to clap carers. What really makes me grumpy, if I was going to be a grumpy old man for a moment, is why do we only show appreciation when there's a crisis? In a year's time, will we be out there clapping the carers, clapping the frontline workers, clapping the NHS, clapping. I hope we will. And I hope that something that comes out of all this is that the world becomes a different place and do different things. So, how long have I got? Oh, I'm just looking at my clock up. I've only got 3 minutes. I'm going to tell you a story. I was walking down the road, this is before the lockdown, and there was a sign that said talking dog for sale. Well, I've got a snoring dog, I've got a dog who sleeps for Britain, and a digging dog as well, but two of them. One does snores and digs, the other one just sleeps. And I thought, well, that's a good idea. So I rang the bell, and bloke came to the door, and I said, I'm interested in buying the talking dog. And the bloke said, well, he's round the back. So I went round, and there's this dog sitting there. I said, oh, hi, do you talk? And the dog said, yeah, I certainly do. Yeah, I'm a great one. And so I said, so what's your story then? You're a talking dog. And he said, well, I discovered my gift of talking when I was quite young. And I wanted to help the government, so I told the CIA about my gift and the MI5. And in no time, I was signed up, the dog said. I thought, gosh, this is amazing. This dog must have had a really good life. He said, yeah, I was jetting from country to country. The dog just going sitting around and listening in with spies and world leaders. Nobody had any thought it was me. I was hearing everything that was going on. Big ears. Why have elephants got big ears? Because Noddy wouldn't pay the ransom. That's why. So anyhow, great dog, great time. The dog said I enjoyed going all around the world, doing all sorts of things. But then the travelling just got to me. I know it was. I used to travel a lot as well. And now I just travel to the lounge and as I said yesterday, dining room, kitchen, and all those things. So I decided I wanted to settle down, the dog said. So I got a job at Heathrow Airport, just doing undercover work. I'd just be padding around and people say, oh, there's a nice dog. And I would listen to what they were saying, tell the customs officers, then the film crew would come in, they'd catch the person spying, I'd run up and down, wag my tail, and the whole thing was really good. He said I had incredible times. I was really lucky. Got medals and merits, looked after, nice pension, and here I am, living here in beautiful Kelso, talking like a dog. Well, I'm a dog, talking. I thought, wow, this is fantastic. Great use of my ministry. Probably preach better than me. Well, actually, the snoring's better than my preaching. But he would do so many things. I thought, I'm going to buy the dog. So I said to the owner, and I was a bit concerned. I thought, I'm going to really be digging into church funds here. And I said to the chap, how much do you want for the dog? And the bloke said, well, I want 10 quid for it. I said, 10 quid, is that all? Why do you want the dog? Why do you only want £10? And he said, well, wretched dog. He said, all he does is tell lies all the time. He never went to any of those places, never had that job. Can't be bothered with him. Talking dog joke. I thought it was quite funny when I read it. Not quite so sure. I think I have told it once at a dinner. That's interesting. I was never invited back to that particular group either. Must be something there. I've got a load of cow puns coming up in a few days. You must remind me. I wrote them for the Agricultural Society dinner a few years ago. So I thought I might do some of those. Right, okay. So Maundy Thursday, the day institution of the Holy Communion, day when Jesus washed disciples' feet. A new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you. The day that we buried dear Rob, and so many others as well, because I'm very conscious, the numbers are going up. And I'm very conscious how busy it was at the crematorium here in the Borders and in other places. The Nightingale Ward, and it's rather nice that Rob's company are making stuff for the Nightingale Hospital in London. So as we think about Maundy Thursday, we think about our last supper with people that we've loved, people who've betrayed us perhaps. We think about those that we see no more. And we head with Jesus to the garden. Traditionally now we'd be waiting all night, and moving towards Good Friday, Pontius Pilate, the pavement, hand washing, so many different things. So I pray that as we move on through this Holy Week, that it's okay for you. As I always say, it's okay to be you. It's okay to be happy, okay to be sad. It's okay just to be you. And I thank God for all that we have, and I thank God for you, because you're the people who make life as it is. You're the people who make life worthwhile. And so let us pray. Watch thou, dear Lord, with those who watch or wake or weep tonight, and give your angels charge over those who sleep. Tend your sick ones, Lord Christ. Rest your weary ones. Bless your dying ones. Soothe your suffering ones. Pity your afflicted ones. Shield your joyous ones, and all for your love's sake. On this Maundy Thursday, may God bless you. May God challenge you. May God lead you. May God wrap his arms around you and hold you tight. May God show you just how much she loves you. I'll see you tomorrow. Good Friday.